love the state fair almost more than anybody I've ever known. And I mean, the state fair is just as important to me. I mean, I've been coming down here since before I was born, probably, because my dad and mom were always on the track crew. So I've been coming to the state fair for 39 years now.
Awesome. No, I'm excited for tomorrow. It's just special me. I mean, growing up in Iowa, we lived on a farm, Tyler, and we just worked, or I didn't work because I was a kid, but we never went to town much. You know what I'm saying? So going to Des Moines was a big freaking deal. It was a big deal.
It was, and I didn't have livestock, so for me, coming to the fair, it was all about pulling. Hey, we're coming to the fair to, when we were younger, helping Dad do the track stuff. We were setting track up with the tech guys then, and then when I was flagging and doing teching at the same time, we were setting track up and flagging all that stuff. So I mean, it was been doing it a long time, and we're just I feel like they did such a great job here with this park, to still keep the pull here at the state fair. I'm lucky. It's a long week, but it's such a fun week. Get done here, we head right out to Wisner then. Just these two work hand in hand so well.
Yes, they do. And it's not a terrible drive out to Wisner from Des Moines, so that's good for the pullers as well. Again, fans, we're going to start at 2 p.m. on Tuesday instead of noon. We're going to give it a little more time to dry out tomorrow, but everything else is the same for tomorrow. Pullers, if you're wondering what time you can get in tomorrow, we're going to make a post on Facebook at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning for all that. But then I think they usually open up the gates 1 hour before pull time, Tyler, because there's always a big line every year to get into the
just talked to Kurt a little bit ago. We're shooting for – Kurt says 11, and I said I'll be happy if we don't let him in before 10, but I think everybody's going to want to be in at 9. So it's like, well, somewhere in the range there, that's when we're going to let people in. So, we're going to try to do our best. We got a little bit of things to dry out in the morning, so me and the rest of the crew are going to be up early trying to do our best to get it set up so we can get rigs in and out of here.
The weather forecast looks okay for tomorrow, right?
Yep. We should have sunshine and some breeze, and I think that'll be great to dry stuff out.
Good deal.
We'll have to regroup tomorrow night and see what Wednesday brings, but we're at least going to have one great show tomorrow.
I like it a lot.
I do too. I'm looking forward to it. Now we're pulling tomorrow, Jason. So it's even better yet. I said the Super pulling tomorrow. The diesels are pulling tomorrow. It's even great.
Super happy and great to see six of them.
I did see your dad's second hook, so it's like whenever your dad gets to drive, he's early, and when Doug drives, he's late. So
yep.
Is there some sort of handshake bet?
Yeah, Dad thinks they're picking on him.
I'll let Jason do the betting.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you guys were going to do a red versus green in the diesel super class since it was the state fair and have a little handshake bets action going on or something.
my bet will be, can we all make it to Wisner? That's my bet. Can we all?
Yeah. What's the over under on everyone parking at Wisner?
Yes. Let's do that.
Hopefully all of them.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'll take that bet. All of us.
All right, fans. Iowa State Fair tomorrow, 2 p.m. Wednesday, 2 at noon. Again, they pull during the day because there's big concerts at night. The Iowa State Fair is very special to the state of Iowa, to the ITPA, to the Outlaws. This is Tyler Beckman, president of the ITPA, as well as a diesel super stock competitor. Tyler, thanks for coming on tonight. And I'm glad you're going to have some sunshine tomorrow to dry this place out.
I was standing out there. Mackenzie found me. I was standing out there, and I didn't have anything going on. So she's like, you come here.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that sounds like Kenzie. You come here. So
my English isn't very great.
It worked. I'm glad I came on here tonight, you guys. So thank you.
No, thank you. You take care, bud.
You guys as well.
I'll kick her off so we let Tyler get squared away. Dave Schultz is in makeup, the president of the NWOTPA, Northwest Ohio Tractor Pulling Association. Dave is so proud of me right now because every single time I interview him, I ask him what his title is, but I got it memorized now.
I bet it's written down in front of you somewhere.
No, I'm sitting in the Tesla because they're sitting in the production trailer and you can hear the concert over at the big grandstands. And Mike, I have stood next to too many pulling tracks without earplugs, and any background noise, it messes with me bad. So
no, I hear you. Yeah, the Northwest Ohio Tractor Pullers Association that hosts the National Tractor Pulling Championships that competes with the National Tractor Pullers Association. So keep all that.
I think they're going for this national theme, Mike. Do you feel that?
Yeah. And it's National Pullers, not pulling. The NTPA is whereas at the Outlaws, we're the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. They're the National Tractor Pullers Association. So you have to be really careful with all your abbreviations here and getting it squared away just so.
And before we can bring Dave on, tomorrow night at 6:00 on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to have our weigh-in show on the Full Pull Facebook page and YouTube to talk about some of the lineups. We're not going to read off every competitor, but we got some really, really tight, crazy point races, Mike, coming in. And you can, there's 34 competitors signed up for Grand National Points in the two-wheel drive class, and I'm sure there's going to be 50 or 60 of them, Mike, there at Bowling Green. You could flip a script in a two-wheel drive class pretty quick. So there's some good storylines heading into there. So Dave Schultz.
Jason, how you guys doing tonight?
Good, man.
Excellent. How are you, sir?
Welcome to Let's Go Pulling Day. Dave Schultz, everybody. Again, president of the NWOTPA, Northwest Ohio Tractor Pulling Association. So Bowling Green had their county fair, Wood County Fair last weekend, right?
Yep. Yeah, well, they finished. It finished a week ago Sunday.
Okay. And when did the Blue Shirts take possession of the fairgrounds for your guys' event?
We took possession of the fairgrounds Friday night, about 8:30 in the evening.
Okay.
And the first puller, Jeff Hodem, showed up about 10 o'clock Saturday morning, waiting to get in. He had the keys to the castle. We couldn't get the key unlocked. And it was funny because we actually were messing with the lock, trying to get it out of the gate, and the lock got turned around towards him and it got locked again. So I had to hand him the keys, and I went, "Oh man, I am in trouble."
He made a post on his social media that he had the keys to Bowling Green. So
we were giving him a hard time. We told him we had the keys to the castle, and he had to take care of everything. And he handed the keys back.
Yeah, very quickly, I imagine.
Yeah. So, but things are going unbelievable. Pullers have been coming in a good stream. A lot of them came over from Napoleon Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and the grounds are looking really good. Starting to get everything put together. Our gate crew got gates up today, and it's really coming together well. Actually, just got out of our club meeting. We have every Monday night of the event week, and that went really well. One of the things we started doing a couple of years ago, we honor our past members that have passed away, are no longer with us, and so we hit that off. We kind of toast them, going, "Hey, we're going to do this. We'll take it from here, and we'll make it the biggest thing we can, and we want to honor them by keeping the legacy going."
I love it. I love it. Dave, what time Wednesday can campers get into the grandstands on the north side to put their chairs trackside?
Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh. So they can actually start putting them in tomorrow.
Okay.
And south side, which is still, kind of I don't want to say free for all, because it was not a free for all, but they can, start doing that. But no, it's, tomorrow they can, the north side can do it. They've got their reserve spot. They know exactly where they're going to go. So it's all marked off. We got that done today. And so we can get the fans in there and get the chairs in there, and looking forward to it. Early people that are coming in can start arriving tomorrow. And the main entry to the campground is on Wednesday.
Okay. So, pre-sale tickets. Is everything feeling strong and good? Like we're going to have an awesome year?
Ticket sales are the best they've ever been.
Nice.
Wow.
So, a lot of, with the rule changes this year, we heard more people going, "We're glad you did something." We had people saying last year they weren't coming back because the party got too much. And so, with us, what we did, we had a lot of people tell us that they were happy that we made the changes, and ticket sales are the strongest they've ever been.
That's awesome to hear. It's hard to make a change, Dave, at an event something like this. Kind of like when they had to put roll cages on tractors in 1998,
yeah,
Dave, if you think about that one.
Yep.
Mr. Rose flipped over up there in Toma. And that's what I compare it to, what big venues have to do like this for the safety of everybody. Anytime you make a decision, half the people are going to be mad and half the people are going to like you. You know what I mean? Hell, look at our elections. We split it down the middle, but ultimately you got to do what's for the event. This event is so special for the sport of truck and tractor pulling. It gets worldwide attention. You picked up that Maximum Tire sponsorship. We did a big thing with Full Pull, Dave. Those handshake bets guys are coming in. They don't know anything about tractor pulling, and that's been my dream my whole life, Dave, is to get new eyeballs on an event, on our sport, and for them to come in and pick Bowling Green. It's pretty special. That shows the magnitude of your event, what you and the Blue Shirts have built there, Dave, and of course, it's gonna be going everywhere. It's just gonna be going everywhere.
That is, to me, the neat thing is the general public, the non-pulling people.
Yep.
Coming to see what tractor pulling is about. I have friends that sit there and go, so what do you guys do down there? And that's and those are the people that I want to see what we do.
Yep. It's pretty special. What is your first memory of Dave's first Bowling Green? What's your story, Dave?
1983, some friends said, let's go down and see a tractor pull. I did not know what tractor pulling was. So, because I grew up about 30 miles north of Bowling Green. So we came down, we went in. I still remember sitting down, and it was the Banner Brothers 6-engine unlimited mod. I said, what is that? And it was like, I was hooked. I mean, it was literally, I remember that name. And so, how iconic is that? Because it's such a huge team. And that was my first recollection in 1983.
And then your progression, how does one become a Blue Shirt? How did Dave become a Blue Shirt?
How I became a Blue Shirt, one of the boys in my Cub Scout pack, his dad was a Blue Shirt. Earl Wiseman, who has flagged for us, has been in inspection for years. We were sitting there closing the pack down for for the summer, because we didn't do anything in the summer. And he goes, so what are you doing this summer? And I said, going to hang out and just, go on vacation and stuff like that. He goes, will you ever go to the tractor pull? I said, I go every year. He says, why don't you join our group? And I says, why do I want to go work at something that I enjoy going as a spectator? And he goes, it's like having backstage passes to a concert. And so at the time, there was a 2-year waiting list. Fill out an application. You have to have 2 members sign for it. I didn't know anybody. And, Earl Wiseman and John Roller, who was in charge of our inspection for many years, he got John to sign for me. And, so I came in, and doing, media, which I did for a long time, was not what I originally wanted to do. I wanted to be one of the towback tractor drivers. I was going to restore an old Ford 9N Diamond Jubilee tractor, and still don't have that tractor. And, got offered the media position because I could, talk to, in the club, you have to introduce yourself the first meeting. And so they, the director in charge of media says, man, I'm a one-man crew and I'm looking for somebody. And, he tapped me, and the rest is history. That's all I've done in this organization, been able to brag what the Blue Shirts do. That's the part I'm totally honored being able to tell the world what all 200 plus Blue Shirts do to make this event.
That's awesome. I love the we when I listen to you talk, Dave, because it's so much bigger than just one person.
Yeah.
Got to be a strong leader. Got to be able to put it all together. But man, without an army of the Blue Shirts, that's the one thing. What is the specific color of the Blue Shirt? Is it like a Maserati blue, or is there a specific color, Dave?
It's a powder blue. And the story I was told, they one of the directors went and said, hey, we need to get some shirts so we all kind of look the same. And that was the color that was available. And so they went and did that. They bought enough shirts for everybody, and that's how we got, and after a while it was the guys in the Blue Shirt. And so the name just kind of stuck. And this last weekend, Ed Hart, who was one of our members, actually was the first president. I had the opportunity to meet him. He was also part of NTPA, and later on, I think it was TNT. I had a chance to actually sit down. We went to lunch. A bunch of us went to lunch at Culver's, which is one of our sponsors. We went to lunch there on Saturday, and we were sitting there, and he just started telling stories. And it was like, oh my God, it was so cool. And I asked him, how did we become the National Tractor Pulling Championships? And he told me that a group of them went out to Iowa and said they went to this pull, and then that pull went defunct, and the group here decided that the national pull should be here, and that's how it started. And so it was neat hearing it from him. We have Toledo Aerial do a lot of our videography. We asked them to come in and actually interview Ed so that we have the story in his words. That's one of the things, you know, a lot of those members have passed and those stories are just handed down. And it was like, I really want to have those stories in their words. Dick Emsch, who was also he's our last founding member. We sent a crew to his house and interviewed him just to have his story in his words so that, you know, from here on out, we can go back and we can listen to why they did this. And, you know, we started this organization in 1962. It's before I was born. They had their first big event in 1967. And that first poll wasn't even run by the Northwest Ohio Tractor Pullers. It was actually run by the Wood County Agriculture Society, and we just kind of, you know, worked it. And then eventually it was turned over to the Northwest Ohio Tractor Pullers, and you know, the rest is history. And our biggest growth was through the, you know, 70s and 80s, and I mean, it just keeps growing. And so it's such an honor to be able to talk about them. And you know, I hear bits and pieces of stories, and I just, you know, every time I talk to one of the older members, I learn something new. And that's why through this weekend, I'm going to have Toledo Aerial interview these guys. I want to